Hi everyone, Tebbs here from the Movie Chef podcast, giving you a review of WWE Blood Money. Sorry, WWE Crown Jewel 2024 that was live from Saudi Arabia last night. Managed to watch this late on. Actually watched pretty much live for a change, which was surprising. 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock start in the UK, which is always which is always grateful. But yeah, I was looking forward to this pay-per-view, to be honest. It was I'm never really one for the Saudi Arabian shows. They just feel like if you listen to me and Dan talk on PCB Wrestle Pod, these house shows sit probably just one level above your Elimination Chamber from Australia or whatever it may be, where people are saying it's going to be some WrestleMania like event, but they never are. These are house shows that are just held in Saudi Arabia. But thankfully, under Triple H's reign, these have become a lot more standard pay-per-views rather than just throwing everything at it. So obviously this is the 12th Saudi Arabia show coming from the Mohammed Abdo Arena in Saudi Arabia. I hope I pronounced that right. And it is, like I say, the 12th show. With this video, I was going to go over the headlines first. Headlines being that we crowned a new Crown Jewel champion on both the men and the women's side. We'll come on to the winners of those very shortly. I was expecting to do some big announcement about The Rock arriving in Saudi Arabia, getting ready for WrestleMania season, about Goldberg. Is Goldberg going to show up? We had none of that. Is that to be expected now? Is Triple H just counting down the days before the Saudi Arabia show ends? Don't know, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll start off with the opening. We're not going to do the pre-show because we'll start off with the first match of the night. Now, I thought this was going to headline. I messaged Dan earlier on saying this was going to headline. This is the Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline multi-man tag match. We kind of had a thought that if this was going to main event, then it was going to be The Rock turning up. When they came out first, straight away, I just thought, nah, nothing's going to be happening here. Dan feels that this story's being a little bit rushed. I'm not sure, I think the culmination of this storyline is going to be WrestleMania, is going to be The Rock versus Roman. That's ultimately, one bloodline against the other. That's what's going to be happening. So I think we've got plenty of time to let this story breathe. And if you look at the beats, what happened with the match, well, first of all, it was just a fairly standard three-man tag. It was a procession almost. Jacob Fatu got a couple of moments to shine. Roman was kept trying to be brought in. This is a typical Bloodlines match because it was all about the storyline. We're not looking for this for a classic wrestling match. This was about how the next piece of the puzzle is going to go on. Early on, we got a bit of Jay sort of reluctantly wanting to tag Roman in and tagging with Jimmy instead. So we got the build of Jimmy and Jay coming back together. And is there going to be still some distrust there with Roman? I think that's going to come out at War Games. I think they'll all be family again. The ending of this match, I mean, we had a replay shown, first of all, about halfway through where Jimmy was very late to breaking up the tag of when Solo spiked Roman. I think the referee just stopped counting rather than Roman kicking out. Yeah, look, they skimmed over it pretty well. It's all an out, isn't it? The bit that confused me was the ref going down. I mean, why was that? Why did we need that ref bump? Was there some miscommunication there? Was there something I didn't see? Put in the comments below. Was there a weapon used when the referee went down? I was expecting, Zilla to turn up, Ikulu, someone like that. No, very confusing match. But again, this match was ultimately just to lead to that moment where the Bloodline are beating them down, and Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia makes his return to the Bloodline, and in the chaos, accidentally Helluva kicks Roman. So there's still going to be that. I mean, it's fucking obvious at the end of the day. Solo was speaking to Sammy at the end of Raw. Sammy turns up, and he obviously sided with the original Bloodline. So I think we're getting drama for drama's sake with that accidental kick. That's, if you want to talk about the story being rushed, that kick to Roman is just kicking the can down the road of, can Roman trust Sammy and Jay leading into War Games? I'll be quite happy with the 4-on-4 War Games. I don't think we need 5 versus 5. I'll be honest. I like the War Games match apart from the first 40 minutes when no bugger can pin each other, because well, everybody's got to get to the ring to start with. I think it's a waste, but yeah, we all know it's coming. Next up, we had the women's fatal four-way match. Um, Again, I'll keep talking about Dan because he's my partner in crime when it comes to wrestling. But Dan from PCB WrestlePod, he is a big proponent for wanting these B-level PLEs to be 7 matches. You know, 5's not quite enough. The old NXT takeover format is not quite enough. He wants 7 in there. Me, I like the fact that we're 7 in there. It fills the night out. If one of these is a women's fatal four-way that's rushed together, I don't know. I can do without it. This is a SmackDown match for me, but um, we got a lot of Io Sky. Just reading my notes here. The Meta Girls from NXT, fairly new to them. I've only just started watching NXT again. Last Legend especially, doing a best Tina Turner from the Thunderdome impression, but her against Jade Cargill. That looks. I was convinced ultimately by Jade Cargill at first. I've got a bet with Dan that she and Bianca are going to put on a 4+ star match before WrestleMania. I don't think that's happening. Jade was overly protected again in this match. She did a couple of moves. She was part of the finish. Apart from that, did very little. And I just feel the whole women's tag division is just there to facilitate Jade versus Bianca splitting up and having that one-on-one match. I like that there's actually some decent women's tag teams in the division now, rather than just Natalia and whoever thrown together this week, Oscar and whoever thrown together this week. There's actually some genuine tag teams in there. And you know what? Ultimately, the match wasn't, it was all right. It was a bit sloppy towards the end. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green doing the best comedy routine, and that added a little bit of something to it. And the Doomsday on Piper at the end was obviously a great show of strength for Jade. But I just get this feeling that this is what the women's tag is. The women's tag division is to set up Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania, which, should be a good match. What did you think of that? What do you think of this women's tag? Was it there just to fill out the cards? Did you enjoy it? Leave me some comments. Tell me how wrong I am. Next up was sort of one of the matches I was sort of most looking forward to was Seth versus Big Bronson Reed. Is big, don't you know? He's just a big Australian. Um, the match starts on the ramp. The bell hasn't even gone yet. They're fighting at ringside. The bell hasn't even gone yet. And it was great selling that these two people hate each other. There's nothing more frustrating than a battle of rivalry that is boiled down to attacking each other in the car park, tsunami after tsunami, sending Seth home for 2 weeks and coming back, and he stomps Bronson and makes him lose that monster among men match against Braun Strowman. Yeah, I like the build to it. I like that they got straight into it. The pace did slow down. Now, the ending, the finish, the chosen winner is one I've got a little bit of a problem with, but I can see the point. So we basically got to the finish where Seth stomps Bronson again on the steps on the outside. We get in the ring, he stomps him inside the ring, and then it's a super stomp from the top rope. Puts him down 1, 2, 3. Now, Raw, especially WWE as a whole, I can't think of these many big monster heels that are in the main event scene. We used to have, Big Show, Rikishi, Omega to an extent. We had these big powerhouses who could wrestle. Bronson can wrestle. And we choose to put Seth over. Now, yes, we need to build Seth up again in time for Mania season. Yes, your main eventers do need to get these big wins. The match felt like it was a showcase for Bronson Reed to come out and start being part of, included in this top tier main event scene. And instead, we got Seth. So, end of the day, Seth's a dog. He's going to keep winning. We're going to get Seth Punk at WrestleMania. That's where it's heading to. I just felt Bronson could have done a whole lot more with the win here than Seth could have. But hey ho, Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan, heel versus heel. Never easy to book these in the champions match. And in terms of the women's crown jewel champion, the whole question was hanging over this match. Will Tiffany Stratton cash in her Money in the Bank MacGuffin? She tried to. She wanted to. We had a fairly standard match. Can I just say the first thing that stood out to me? Mike Rome is no Samantha Irvin. Mike you're all right. You can belt into a microphone, but doing the Chelsea Green and all the yeah, it's like y- Samantha Irvin did it great. Why they can throw money at certain wrestlers in this company to keep them and keep them there, but then Samantha Irvin wants to go off and do a music career on the side or wants to do her own thing, and WWE didn't let her. I haven't known an announcer more over than her than Lillian Garcia, who, in typical WWE fashion, they can't find anybody to replace her, so they brought Lillian Garcia back. But yeah, Samantha, we miss you. Back and forth, back and forth. Samoan drop seemed to be the move of the day. You know, when you're playing WWE 2K and you just always end up pressing up and square at the same time and you do the same move over and over again, and it's really fucking frustrating. Nia Jax has got a hint of that. Code breaker off the rope. Uh, Shenanigans started off. It's all shenanigans. The Crown Jewel Championship, and I'm going to mention this with Cody and Gunther later on. The Crown Jewel Championship for me should be like, if you want to build it up as, you're going to win a Super Bowl ring for winning it. These are going to be like classed as sort of Hall of Fame. And I know, Dan, you hate that one, but these are going to be like, this is going to be a Hall of Fame level. How many Crown Jewel rings do you have? How many times have you been a champion, taken on the other champion and won? So I think it's something quite impressive for that. It's something they can use. With the women's match, it's all shenanigans. Dom turned up, Raquel turned up, Tiffany comes out to cash in a briefcase, and she gets to the ring. Nia Jax notices her and says, "Oh, how dare you? You're going to cash." Oh no, I was never going to do it. It's like, are you fucking stupid, Tiffany? You knew she was going to be in the ring. You knew what her reaction was going to be. You've come to the ring to cash in, and then you're going, "Oh, I wasn't going to really." Why are you even there? Why have you chosen to make this decision to cash in your briefcase when you know damn well one of the people in the ring is going to have a problem with it and put it on your toes? Um, Money in the Bank, get rid of it for a couple of years. Put it on a WrestleMania, WrestleMania 45, do another Money in the Bank then, and move on. Leave it be for now. It's been used over and over. The reason Drew McIntyre got rid of his briefcase within a couple of weeks after winning it is because they didn't want him carrying it around all in. And it's a good thing for Tiffany to keep getting on big shows without having the big matches, but no. Another thing, JD, just Justice League, just Judgment Day matches have just become far too predictable. It's one of these. It's like the old Bloodline with Roman. You're watching a match and you just know the Judgment Day are going to get interrupted. And yes, they're heels, and yes, that's what they're supposed to do. It's boring. I want to see Liv Morgan win a couple of matches by being a great women's wrestler and winning the matches and actually building credibility, because the more you watch Liv Morgan have these matches and sneak victories, I'm watching her thinking, I don't even want her to be champion. I don't want her as a heel champion. I don't buy into her. I don't buy into her. So next up, we got Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Again, a feud which I love this build. This is night and day from Vince McMahon's WWE from 2 years ago. We've had this built up from backstage segments after shows, after Bad Blood. KO attacked Cody out by his boss. We got a few, promos over social media. Then we got Kevin Owens attacking Randy outside of Raw, I think it was. So it's all been built up in the background. We've got odd little bits in the ring, and that adds into the realism of this feud. They're going to work. They're in the ring. They're doing what they should do, but backstage, they want to have words with each other, and I like that. I really enjoy that. Was this the right outcome for this match? Nah, nah. A match that didn't even get started. Yes, it sells into the fact that they hate each other. I think Randy is more wanting to put Kevin down and put him back in his place, and Kevin Owens just believes the whole world is after him. I get why it would boil over into something like this. I think it was a waste of a match. And again, we talk about putting 7 matches on a premium live event. Yes, one of them was the women's tag, fine. And then this one wasn't even a match. You used up 20 minutes of time when there could have been a whole lot more done with this. So I wanted the match. And is it good booking that it leaves me wanting more? Yeah. Is it going to be an anywhere falls match? probably. So we're looking at Survivor Series. Could end up being a cage, could end up being a false count anyway, something along those lines. But it just feels like a bit of a skip out. Owens wearing a Cowboy Bob Orton t-shirt is always funny. I love the fact that he's wearing the Dusty Rhodes t-shirt when he beat up Cody and things like this. He's such a troll, is Kevin Owens. Yeah, he should be around for a long time, and he deserves more than being a stepping stone on the way to being a champion. He's always been that challenger that the champion will do in the first couple of weeks, or when they need somebody to fill a bad blood main event before the Survivor Series or whatever. It feels like he should be having a run with the title rather than just being a stepping stone and flip flopping again. Yeah, Owens stunned the referee, which brought Adam Pearce and the whole locker room out. Well, the whole security team out. RKO's to the officials, RKO's to, oh, was it Pierce who got an? Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, long and short of it. Yeah, Pierce got an RKO. Thank you. Kept expecting Triple H to come out, with Triple H being part of Raw last week, telling Orton not to take the match against Owens. I kind of expected Triple H to then come out. I know he's not going to take a bump, but is he trying to lace himself into that storyline there? And we just got a fade to black off so yeah, there's a false count anyway match coming up. Now, match of the night next, the US triple threat. Love this. Absolutely love this. We went into this, so we've got LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade coming in for a triple threat. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, I think, are 18 all at the end of SmackDown, 19, 20. I don't know. They've wrestled each other umpteen times over the last few weeks. They're tied. LA Knight came in for it as a special guest referee, took them both out. So they ended up in a triple threat. Straight from the off, this was all action. Carmelo Hayes is really showing why he deserves to be on the main roster now. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love this match. Knight attempted a swanton onto both men. The replay showed that he actually missed both men, but still tried to pin him anyway. Fair play to LA. I am going to WWE Sheffield, the WWE live show in Sheffield this coming week. They're in Dublin, and I know on the chat rooms everybody who's been getting pissed off that the Dublin show is on the same night as Raw, so don't know who's going to be turning up for that. But one of the matches that's expected to be on at WWE Live this week is LA Knight against Carmelo Hayes for the US title. I think that is going to be absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to that. LA Knight got the win in the end. He did the BTF off the back of Hayes going for the face buster. Yeah, title won't switch in hands here. LA Knight's having a great run. Now, can't wait to see more of that. We're probably going to get more of that. I won't be surprised to see LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade again at Survivor Series. Run that one back through again. Cody versus Gunther was the main event of the night. We finally got there. It's a brisk show. They moved along nicely. There was a couple of packages earlier in the night where Gunther and Cody were being interviewed. Nice little touch on a premium live event. They do these video packages WWE really well. I like that it added to the gravity of it, doing a bit of an interview halfway through on a 4-hour pay-per-view. Do we need to see that? Should they have built that up beforehand? Well, no, they've done a good enough job. First question I want to put to everyone, and like I say, this is the first time I'm reviewing a WWE show, so obviously put your comments down below. I want to get a bit of interaction. I want to know your thoughts as well. I know people have been listening to us with movies and wrestling and things like that, and we're going to be doing a whole lot more of those episodes moving forwards. But the question I want to put, and this is what I thought when I first started watching this match, has Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship run since SummerSlam been better than Cody's since he won at WrestleMania? Because I think it has. Bar the AJ Styles Cody match at Backlash got 5 stars by Big Daddy Dave, and it's rated as a fantastic I Quit match. I thought it were all right. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was anything to write home about, but it was all right. But barring these sort of moments, what has Cody done in terms of an all-time classic title defense? Even a story, even a rivalry? He had a few words with AJ Styles. He had a match against Cody because the mates. Um, then he's been involved in all the Roman bloodline stuff. He needs, and this goes back to how we need a monster heel on Raw or SmackDown as in that A-list top tier main event category because I want to see Cody have a decent run and a decent rivalry against somebody for his belt that is not Samoan or not one of his mates. I, yeah. Um. So started off tactical wrestling. Gunther's story going into this was what he wanted to win with sleeper. Um, decent run rate on this match. He got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I enjoyed that they really give it time. I just kept thinking back to that moment at the Royal Rumble 23 where I wanted to see, well, we saw Cody Gunther as the final two in the Royal Rumble, and that left me wanting this match. I wanted this match. I've wanted this match, and Dan knows this. I've wanted this match for a while. I want to see Cody versus Gunther, a big main event for a title. And this just didn't feel. It's being done for a fake belt. The wrestling for a fake belt that's going to be on show in a museum. Um, it didn't feel like it was for anything. And in the end, even Gunter being so over with the crowd, and he is, he's so over, and it's unbelievable. And even in Saudi Arabia, you'd expect there was some Cody chants every now and then, but Gunter was the one. Cody's back gave out a couple of times. Maybe he needs a weightlifting belt to help him. Um, that quickly got forgotten about when he was trying to do suplexes off the top rope and stuff. So Cody, you got to remember to sell, mate. Like I say, I wanted this match for a while. In the end, it was great back and forth, plenty of time to breathe, but no shenanigans, nothing like that. Cody got the win. Now, this is where I have a problem. This belt is for, and I mentioned it earlier with the Liv Liam Nia Jax. This belt, this Crown Jewel Championship, while it is just a puff piece for some regime who want to do propaganda and spunk 3 million quid on a diamond encrusted belt that's going to sit in a museum in Riyadh. How many WWE fans are going to go see that belt? Fucking zero. So that belt's going to sit there. It's all for nothing. It's just to get a few headlines. It's a gaudy piece of trash. And what they should be fighting for, and I like that idea of the crown jewel ring. I wanted Gunter to have that, and yeah, it's a lot like the Dynamite Diamond ring, but that could be easily used as a heel gimmick for the next couple of months of winning matches, punching them with the ring, whatever. I don't think they're going to do that. They're obviously not doing that now because Cody won with a roll up. For a match like this, you can't have shenanigans. You can't have outside interference because then what it has done with the women's one, it's diminished the credibility of this grandiose title that people are going to win. So you can't have any of this. So instead, Cody won where he reversed the sleeper, Bret Hart style, into a roll up. That's your champion winning your biggest match of the year with a roll up. And it wasn't. And if people say, "Oh, it's not a roll up because he reverses it," yeah, I wanted a clean win. Just for once, you got to. Can you not give one of your champions a clean win? And that's the problem with these kind of matches because they can't win clean because it devalues your other title. So if your Raw champion wins, suddenly everyone's watching SmackDown going, I might as well tune into Raw because that's where the big guy is. Now Cody's won. What's that mean for Gunther? Is he going to try his best to come back? Is he going to try his best to come back for WrestleMania and get revenge on Cody and prove, the only way this is going to work is if the long-term storytelling is when Gunther eventually ends up on SmackDown, he has got that against Cody to say, you got lucky. You got lucky against me. I'm the better wrestler. I'm the ring general. You, Cody, you got lucky with a bit of a roll up in Saudi Arabia, and we're going to have this proper match. That, I think, is not going to be for a couple of years yet, but we'll see. Handshake at the end. Gunter already putting over these plucky underdogs and up and comers. Good on you, Gunter. I like that. I like that. You're really giving a rub to these young champions that need it. Well done, mate. So handshakes all around at the end. Big Papa H came out and give the belts to think one of the belts was bigger than Liv Morgan at one point. Yeah. So yeah, all in all, bang average pay-per-view with a couple of half decent matches. We propelled the story on a bit more. It's done no more than a Backlash, a Bad Blood would have. I think Triple H is counting down the days to these Crown Jewels ending. So going into WrestleMania season, Punk was nowhere to be seen in Saudi Arabia. Good on you. We have so let's have a look at this. We've got Cody, Owens, Randy Orton all flowing around. We've got Rock, who's probably coming back at Survivor Series or maybe just before. Ultimately, I think, and again, this is a hated option, but I think we're getting Cena Orton at WrestleMania. I think we're getting Cody, Rock, Roman, triple threat. I think Rock's winning the Royal Rumble. He's going to come out. He's going to realize after Survivor Series, he's had enough of the new bloodline losing because Roman's going to win the War Games, and he's going to come out, and it's that scene from the post credit scene of Avengers: Age of Ultron, where Thanos comes in and says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And I think this story is going to play out till the Rumble, where Rock's going to come in at number 30 because he's the boss. He can pick whatever number he wants. Rock's going to win it. All he has to do, I mean, I'll hate it, but it works if Solo and Rock were the last two in the Royal Rumble and Rock throws Solo over the ropes, or Solo just steps over the ropes and gives it to his final boss. Roman's going to win the Chamber. We've got a triple threat there. Cody Orton seems a great match at the minute. Punk Gunther seems a good match. There's so much boiling with this, and before there was predictability about WWE, and there still is to an extent. We know we're getting some form of Rock, Roman, Cody. Hopefully, touch wood, touch everything. But the undercard as well is playing nicely. We've got Carmelo Hayes, Andrade. We've got LA Knight on SmackDown. The Intercontinental title, Bron Breakker. He was nowhere to be seen at Crown Jewel. But Bron Breakker coming in has been a nice surprise as well. So all in all, yeah, decent enough show. I'll be tuning in next time because I'm a WWE mark, as some people tell me online. But leave your comments below. What was your favorite match of the night? How much did you rate that US triple threat? Where can you see the bloodline going towards Survivor Series? Is Rock coming back at the Royal Rumble? And ultimately, look, I'm going to be with you all the way through to WrestleMania. I'm going to be going to Vegas with Dan and as Neil as well. We're all going to be in Las Vegas, so we're going to be doing videos on this channel. And go back and have a look at the couple of videos I put up. A few from the cheap seats of WrestleMania Night 2. Give me a follow and subscribe, and I'll put more of those on. I put the Damian Priest cash in from Night 2, from the fan experience, and also WWE World at WrestleMania, the WWE Access style event at WrestleMania. I put some footage on there from the time we had there as well. So I'm going to be doing a bit more of that. I'll put some videos up from WWE Live this week, and I'm going to be doing these little videos reviewing the premium live events all the way through to WrestleMania. So if you've got any questions, queries, if you want me to talk about any previous shows, anything like that, drop me a comment. Email podmoviechef@gmail.com, and be sure to give us a subscribe as well. Go on Spotify, Apple, Good Pods. We're all on there. Like I say, currently the Movie Chef podcast, that is going to be changing very soon, so give us a subscribe so you see when we're changing. Listen to our regular episodes. They're not all on wrestling. We talk movies, we talk current affairs, we talk wrestling, and we talk general men's mental health. So if there's anything that sort of you want to escape for half an hour and listen to an Englishman and Irishman chat shit, tune into the Movie Chef podcast. We will help you through your week. Thanks, everybody. This is Tebbs out.